Welcome back, Weather Reconnaissance Team, to another weekly Recon Briefing Update. I'm your host, Russ Parsons. I'm thrilled to be here with you today, Monday, May the 11th, 2026, bringing you the latest on what Mother Nature has in store for us this upcoming week. Coming to you live from Parsons, Kansas, where it's partly sunny out there, and we're seeing about 78 degrees. But as always, we're looking beyond our immediate surroundings. All right, we are going to get started with this week's Russ's Weather Recon weekly weather briefing. I normally cover the plain states, United States of America, Northern Plains, Central and Southern Plains, and we are going to get started. All right, this particular picture here that you're seeing on the screen, it was taken by myself this past Friday evening, May the 8th, looking east from northeastern Labette County. And believe it or not, that is a non-severe thunderstorm. I believe these cells did have possibly a little bit of hail in them. As you see, the small overshooting top here with the anvil here off on the north side of it. Like I said, you're looking east, and thought I'd include that photograph. I take pictures of weather all the time, and remember, folks, make sure you find my email address posted on YouTube page, Facebook page, and get me some of your weather pictures out there so I can include them in the upcoming broadcasts. Had a little segment on that here 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm excited to get some of my listeners' photographs to include with some of my upcoming broadcasts. This is the last week's severe weather reports that we had last week. A lot of hail reports. I believe there's only one tornado report down here around south of Austin, Texas. I did not find where it said anything about any damage with that particular tornado or not. The rest of it were mainly hail reports across southern Kansas, large sections of Oklahoma, and central and eastern Texas. And that was from about the last Tuesday time frame to about the last Friday time frame. And that was with the cold front that came through, dropped some fairly large hail. The darker purple indicators here are, I believe, 2-inch plus hail size. So that was your last week's severe weather reports. This map here shows us that not a lot's going to be going on hazards outlook-wise. This is from May the 13th through the 17th, so about Wednesday through Saturday, Sunday time frame of this upcoming week. Not a lot of hazards to look forward to here across the plain states, central United States. The only hazard we got out there looks like in the very northeastern part of the country, and a frost and freeze on the 13th of this month. This is today, Monday, May 11th, actual forecast map, surface analysis chart. You see the rainfall here in eastern Texas. I was looking at the current radar here just a little bit ago. The only rain really in eastern Texas is the very southeastern corner of Texas, right around the Beaumont area. They got some echoes showing up, but just showers at this point in time. All the heavier rainfall has moved out of the area here in Texas, and the front is down here into the Gulf as we speak. This is today's severe weather outlook. Monday's severe weather outlook just some general thunderstorms was expected here across eastern Texas today, and general thunderstorms here in northeastern North Dakota and northeastern South Dakota. But as I look, I don't see anything on the radar at this point in time in these areas of the northern plain states, so maybe they will not get any thunderstorms today up there. This is today's May 11th fire weather outlook. Elevated risk of fire weather conditions across northern Nebraska, western South Dakota, and you have a critical risk of fire weather across west central North Dakota. So in these areas, orange, dark or lighter red areas, please don't burn in those areas today, as it'll probably get out of control. This is tomorrow's surface analysis chart. Tomorrow we've got a front that'll be bisecting Kansas, southern Kansas, southeastern Kansas, into northwestern Oklahoma, and then back into the Texas Panhandle. The next map that I will show you will show that along that frontal boundary, there is a marginal risk of severe storms that the Storm Prediction Center has forecasted for southeastern Kansas and around that area back across central Kansas and northern Oklahoma, just a general risk of thunderstorms. But in the marginal risk, I was reading about that a little bit earlier, and pretty much large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes can't be ruled out, but not a huge chance of a tornado tomorrow in southeastern Kansas. Tomorrow's fire weather outlook, more of the same up here in South Dakota, northeastern Nebraska, and central North Dakota. Don't burn in those areas. Critical fire weather conditions in those areas up there. So just dry air, low humidity, high winds. So just don't burn in those areas tomorrow. Here's Wednesday's surface analysis chart. The cold frontal boundary makes its way into central Oklahoma, south central Oklahoma, western Kansas, and then back up through Colorado and Wyoming. We will take a look at the severe outlook for Wednesday. Nothing severe is forecasted in the plain states on Wednesday of this week. However, just general thunderstorms across western Nebraska, southwestern South Dakota, southern Kansas, Oklahoma, and northern Texas. So it'll be along that boundary that goes up about like this in this general location. And along that boundary, that frontal boundary, you will have some chance of just some general thunderstorms, non-severe, just general thunderstorms on Wednesday. This is the fire weather outlook on Wednesday. Not a lot to speak of in the plain states, but still here in northwestern North Dakota. Still dry, still windy. So advise not to burn here in this area of northwestern North Dakota on Wednesday. This is Thursday's surface analysis chart. As you see, the frontal boundary moves back to the north and east as a warm frontal boundary here across western Kansas. And you will see that things will start warming up once that front makes its way off to the north and east across Kansas and Oklahoma. But not a lot of chances of precipitation on Thursday of this week. This is Friday's surface analysis chart. As you see, the warm front gets all the way up into northern Kansas, back down into Missouri, with some showers and thunderstorms ramping up here in South Dakota, western North Dakota areas. Much needed rain in that area, but not a lot of it. And that will be along this cold frontal boundary moving down from Canada in that general location with a low pressure center here in South Dakota. This is Saturday's surface analysis chart. Some rain showers still up here in North Dakota, South Dakota, and western Nebraska areas, with some general thunderstorms here across the Nebraska Panhandle. Also some chances of some thunderstorms across southeastern Kansas, eastern Kansas. And this is Saturday. And believe it or not, the next map will show us that there is a severe weather chance. About a 15 to a 30% chance this far out. So they're pretty confident that there will be some severe weather across south central Kansas, western Oklahoma, and north central Texas area. So if you're in this general area for Saturday, you want to keep an eye out and for the upcoming forecasts to see if this comes to fruition or not. Just something we'll have to keep an eye on. And they may expand this area. Remember, the front was in this general area here. I imagine this will probably be along a dry line that will be connected to that frontal boundary up here in this area. So this will probably be along a dry line out here across southern Kansas and Oklahoma on Saturday. This is Sunday surface analysis map. Shows some general thunderstorms and rain, showers and thunderstorms. It'll be along this trough of low pressure here across Kansas, western Kansas, central Nebraska, and it'll extend all the way up into South Dakota to a low pressure center up there. That warm frontal boundary makes its way all the way up into Minnesota and South Dakota. And in this general area out here in front of this trough of low pressure, you'll have some chances of showers and thunderstorms. Also just some general showers and thunderstorms across central and western Texas on Sunday. All right, this is your next 7 days in San Antonio, Texas. Looks to warm up pretty decent by about Wednesday through the Friday, Saturday time frame. Right around 90 degrees from Wednesday through Sunday, actually. And they will have some slight chances of rain and thunderstorms come Saturday night through Sunday night. And as you will see, that's going to be a common theme in the Plain States. This upcoming weekend looks to be fairly wet and showery and stormy in the Plain States, north to south. This is the Oklahoma City forecast, pretty much the same temperature as the same forecast as San Antonio. This is for Oklahoma City for the next 7 days. Looks to be kind of wet through Saturday and through pretty much Saturday through Sunday night time frame. Looks like right around 90 degrees Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As you see, those temperatures from about Thursday through Sunday and the weekend is going to warm up pretty darn good. Clear skies, day and night looks like. So pretty decent until we get to about Friday night into the Saturday time frame. And then those chances of rain and storms will ramp up there in Oklahoma City. Same story, other than a chance of showers Thursday night, it looks like. 20% chance of showers Thursday night there in Wichita. And rain chances will pick up again Saturday through the Sunday time frame, Sunday night time frame. And biggest chances will be about Sunday night at 50% chance. So your weekend there in Wichita is probably going to have some showers and thunderstorms also. Here in Parsons, Kansas, pretty much more of the same. Except Tuesday night, we will be in that that marginal risk of severe thunderstorms here in the Parsons area tomorrow evening and overnight tomorrow. That showing only a 30% chance of storms. I don't know if that'll go up or down or not, but right now, 30% chance of some severe weather here in the Parsons, Kansas area tomorrow evening. Our chances of rain ramps up from about 40% during the nighttime hours, Friday night through Sunday night. I don't know if this will continue into Monday or not. I did not look any further out than Sunday night. But looks like a pretty wet weekend here in Parsons. This is Lincoln, Nebraska's 7-day forecast. Middle 80s into lower 90s by the weekend. Looks like your chances of rain will be Thursday night, and then that'll come back into play on Saturday through Sunday night in Lincoln, Nebraska. So wet weekend in Nebraska, southeastern Nebraska area. Other than that, beginning part of the week, Monday through Wednesday, looks to be clear and warm. Pierre, South Dakota, they got a 20% chance of showers tonight. And then Saturday night into Sunday, 20 to a 30% chance of showers and storms. They're in Pierre, South Dakota, middle of South Dakota. And look at that high temperature on Thursday, 90 degrees. And looks like one of the fronts will cool them back down to about 68 for a high on Friday. So they're going to flirt with 90 degrees today and then 90 degrees on Thursday again. So that's some pretty warm temperatures already there in South Dakota. Minot, North Dakota's next 7 days, they were supposed to have a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms today and tonight. As you see, their temperatures are still fairly mild in North Dakota. Chances of showers and storms Thursday night, Friday night, and then through the weekend again, it looks like. So fairly mild temperature still, but not bad for North Dakota this time of year. This is your next 7-day precipitation forecast, yesterday evening through next Sunday evening. Looks like the biggest share of the rainfall was, I believe this all occurred yesterday with that frontal boundary that is down here in the Gulf now. They were expecting about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain with that frontal passage, since this was included yesterday evening, Sunday evening from yesterday. That's why this is actually showing up on this particular map. Everything up here in the northern part of the Plain States, that is all upcoming for the rest of this week, with the frontal boundaries that'll be moving north and south throughout the week. Here in eastern Kansas, looks like about 1/10 to 3/10 of an inch of rain. Not a bunch. We'll take what we can get. But as you can see, western Kansas, central and western Oklahoma is looking to be fairly dry. In the Texas Panhandle, that's not a good thing at all. That's just definitely not a good thing at all. But that's something we'll touch on here in just a little bit. That brings us to our Beyond the Forecast segment, where we take a deeper dive into a weather topic or discuss a broader trend. This week, I want to talk about the 2026 Great Plains drought crisis. We're not seeing the crisis here in southeastern Kansas as much as they're seeing them elsewhere in the Plain States. But mainly we're going to look at the Plain States. How dry is it out there? And how much of a drought crisis are we in? Welcome. Today we're looking at a critical situation unfolding across the heart of America. As of May 2026, a massive drought is tightening its grip on the Great Plains. According to the National Drought Monitor, over 60% of the lower 48 states are now in some stage of drought. But nowhere is the tension more palpable than in the High Plains corridor from North Dakota down through the Texas Panhandle. While we've seen some scattered rainfall in the east, the western plains are facing a perfect storm of record-breaking spring heat and a winter that failed to deliver the snowpack our rivers and aquifers so desperately need. Let's look at the numbers. In states like Nebraska and Oklahoma, drought conditions now cover nearly 90% of the land. In central and western Nebraska, agronomists are describing the situation as dire. Some parts of southwest Kansas have reported receiving only a quarter inch of rain since last fall. The U.S. Drought Monitor recently reported that while eastern sections of the plains saw minor improvements from spring showers, the western high plains, the regions that feed so much of our country, are sliding deeper into exceptional drought. This isn't just a lack of rain, it's a multi-season moisture deficit that is now impacting deeper aquifers and groundwater levels. This drought is hitting our farmers and ranchers where it hurts most. We're currently in a critical window for winter wheat. Usually this is when the crop matures for summer harvest, but with soil moisture non-existent, shoots are struggling to fill out grain. Some farmers are already facing 10 to 12% abandonment rates, or choosing to let cattle graze the failed fields rather than trying to harvest them. Speaking of cattle, the situation is equally grim for livestock. The lack of pasture growth and low stock ponds are forcing producers to make impossible choices. Many are selling off their herds early because they simply can't afford the skyrocketing costs of supplemental feed and hauled-in water. This isn't just a local problem, it's a supply chain issue that we will likely see reflected in food prices and beef availability across the country later this year. So, what does the future hold? NOAA's Climate Prediction Center suggests that while some short-term improvement is possible for East Texas and Oklahoma, the western plains are expected to see drought persist or even expand through June. There is a transition toward El Niño conditions expected by late summer, which historically can bring more moisture to the southern plains. However, that may come too late for this year's primary growing season. For now, the forecast remains dominated by above normal temperatures and a dry ridge of high pressure that is cutting off moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Drought is a slow-moving disaster, but its impacts are as deep as any tornado or flood. As our rural communities navigate these once-in-a-generation conditions, the focus remains on conservation and resilience. We'll be keeping a close eye on the Southern Plains drought early warning system for any signs of a shift. Thank you for joining us for this update. Stay informed, stay resilient, and let's hope for a change in the wind. Anybody out there that does want an update before I update you on the next level of the droughts that's taking place here in the Plain States, you can always go to drought.gov, GROUGHT.gov for any updates out there. And it is a very dire situation. I just wanted to kind of bring everybody's attention to this a little bit, and hopefully within the next 2 to 3 months, things will change around here with El Nino, and something we will keep our eye on here in the Plain States. That wraps up this week's weekly weather recon update. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and staying weather aware with me. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to the weather. You can always stay up to date by following us on Facebook at Russ Weather Recon for additional resources and detailed forecasts throughout the week. Make sure you join me next week for another reconnaissance mission into the atmosphere. Until then, stay safe, stay informed, and enjoy the weather, whatever it may be.